Hey everybody, welcome back. April 16th, National Eggs Benedict Day. Love a good Eggs Benedict. But today's version, we're going to do a couple different things. Number one, we're going to do a leftovers version. If you did yesterday's show, the glazed spiral ham, we're going to be using our leftover glazed spiral ham instead of the Canadian bacon for ours. We're also going to be using some leftover ciabatta rolls that we have rather than English muffin. It's a great way to just get rid of some stuff that you have to use up anyway, rather than going out and buying all, the ingredients you need for a classic traditional. So it's not the traditional Eggs Benedict, but it's our version of it. It's basically the same thing. We're also going to be doing Julia Child's version of a blender hollandaise sauce rather than the old-fashioned double boiler mix thing that takes a lot of time. Now, some people will argue it's not a real hollandaise sauce because if you don't do the double boiler whisk version, which takes some time and is is a little more complicated, whatever. It's still better than the packaged powder version of hollandaise sauce, which I guess you can do if you don't even want to try to attempt making your own hollandaise sauce. Just use the powdered one. I wouldn't do it because the blenderized one or the old-fashioned one is much, much better. Okay, so we got our pan of water simmering here for our poached eggs, which we're going to do. We're going to toast up our rolls. We're even going to pan fry our ham so we can really caramelize. You can see that it has the fat. It's cold right now from the fridge, but it has all the fat and everything which we want to crisp up and caramelize. So we're going to pan fry this as well to get it ready. Okay, so let me show you what you need today and let's get our Benedict on. Okay, for our Eggs Benedict for 2 today, we're doing 4 eggs, 2 ciabatta rolls, or you can use the traditional English muffin. We have some leftover glazed spiral ham, or you can use traditional Canadian bacon. You need about a tablespoon of distilled white vinegar. For your hollandaise, you're going to need 3 egg yolks, a pinch of cayenne pepper, a full stick of butter, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're also going to need a blender, and you're going to need some simmering water in a pan. Alrighty, so we're off and running here. I put my cast iron skillet. We're going to heat up our ham and caramelize that really nicely, okay? We'll get a nice flavor too from that mustard glaze we did yesterday too. So we got our water boiling here at a nice simmer. So what you're going to do now is add your distilled white vinegar to that, about 2 tablespoons. Okay, and you're going to add a nice pinch of salt to that as well. Okay? Now you want to make sure you don't have a rolling boil here. You just want a nice light simmer boil. Okay, a little few bubbles here and there. Okay, now the trick to the poached eggs thing, which I've seen a bunch of different people do it, whatever. They say it's a lot easier if you put them in separate cups. If you're really skilled, you can probably crack them right in there. Some people do that. Let me turn that down a little bit. Some people do that and they're able to do that, but the only problem with that is if your yolk breaks when you do that, now you messed up your water. So the trick, they say, is to do that. Then is to put them in separate cups. Then you're going to make this whirlpool. Just stir your water around because that's going to help it all wrap around. Then put your ramekin right in and put your egg right in there. Okay? Now hopefully that'll keep it together. Okay? And you're just going to do that with each one. I mean, you don't have to do the swirl thing because it's going to kind of come together anyway. and we could kind of help it along once we get them in, okay? Okay, so those are just going to sit there in the simmering water for about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. The beauty of an Eggs Benedict is you want, when you cut it, to be runny on the inside. I mean, some people like it cooked a little more, leave them longer if you like a firm egg on the center, a firm yolk, but I like a runny poached egg. Okay, so about 4 minutes, and you're going to put them right onto strainer spoon, take them out, put them on some paper towel, just to drain off any extra water or anything. And then once that's ready, our ham is sizzling up nice. We're toasting up our ciabatta bread, and we're going to make our hollandaise last, because we want to just go right from hollandaise made to Benedict, okay? It'll be a hot sauce or a warm sauce, so it'll warm everything up nicely, and everything else is kind of hot. So it'll come together fast at the end. So do your hollandaise last. Alrighty? Be back in a minute when we're ready to start making our hollandaise and getting this together. Alright? Benedict. Eggs Benedict. Alright, our eggs are all done and poached, so we're going to kind of put those to the side. We're going to start on our hollandaise sauce. Okay? Take your stick of butter in a pot, and let's melt that down. Alrighty, so we're ready to go. Butter's all melted, it's nice and foamy and hot. In your blender, 3 egg yolks. Oh, we kind of lost one there. Let me scrape that out of there. One of them must have broke apart. Okay. Your egg yolks. Your salt. Good pinch of cayenne pepper. And your lemon juice. I'm going to do half of it for now. You could always add more of it later, okay? Okay, so once you have all of that in there, what you're going to do now is take your hot butter, and while this is running, I'm going to have to tell you before, because once I run this, you're not going to hear a word I'm saying. Your egg mixture's in here, you start it going, and then you slowly drizzle your hot butter into your blender as it's running, okay? And it's going to whip and emulsify that, okay? But make sure it's running, alright? So I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back when it's done, and hopefully it all comes together. Alrighty. Hollandaise. Beautiful. Now, it's a little thick. You always want to taste it. It's got the right flavor as far as, I'm glad I didn't add all the lemon juice because you get the tang of the lemon without so much of it. But it's a little thick. So what you want to do is just take a little hot water and add it to that. It'll thin it out a little bit, okay? Just because we want to make sure it's pourable. This is almost like pudding custardish, so it's a little too much. So we'll add a little hot water. We'll be right back. We're going to start plating this up. Okay, so there's our nice toasted ciabatta rolls. Got some nice grilled ham here from yesterday. This beautiful spiral ham. So we're just going to put some of that onto our ciabatta roll. Okay. Then we're going to take our poached eggs, and hopefully I'll try to pick the best of the bunch, I guess. I don't know if they look like they might have got a little overcooked, which poached eggs take some practice to get it perfect. So, you know, don't expect on your first try. If you do, it's great. It might be just beginner's luck. But it's one of those things you try and try and try. I don't make them that often, so I'm not an expert at them. But the more you do them, the better you will get at them. Okay, so now we're going to take our delicious hollandaise sauce. Okay, right from the blender, and it's just enough to give you, if you like a little extra of the sauce on it, it's just enough for the 4 eggs, the servings for 2, you know what I mean? So it's a perfect amount for everything. Alrighty, let me get a fork and knife and we'll be right back for the tasting. Alright, there they are, ready to be eaten. Let's see if we got a nice yolk here. It's a little runny. I like it usually a little bit more, but it's okay. It's running. It's just not as oozy as it normally is when I made this before. Okay, let me make sure I get a nice piece of ham. Good amount of the hollandaise. Big bite here. Really good. I love the flavor of the ham coming through in this. Using this, spiral glazed ham that we grilled, so it really caramelized up. Hollandaise is perfect. Easy to do. I love the ciabatta rolls, toasted ciabatta roll that we used in place of the English muffin. Everything perfect. Definitely a winner today. Definitely something to do. Easy. It's great to use your leftovers if you do have, if you did do the ham yesterday, or if you have leftover rolls. Don't feel like you just always have to do the traditional thing. Put your own spin on it, which is what we did today. We tried to use up some stuff we had around the house to, the rolls and the ham and everything else. And to make the hollandaise, you probably have most of those ingredients, lemons, eggs, everything, in your house anyway. Okay, so make this one today. Really, really easy. Have a good day. Eggs Benedict Day. Enjoy it, people. See you tomorrow.